Hey everyone, it's Cherylee with Cherylee's Essential Oils. Today I want to tell you about one of doTERRA's precious and sought after oils. It is Helichrysum. It's pretty awesome stuff. Now this is distilled from the flower clusters of an evergreen herb. It is known for its rejuvenating benefits to the skin. Now I don't know how to describe the smell here. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I don't. It's kind of sweet, but like an herb. Sweet, like hey, I can't really describe it. You have to get some and try it yourself. Anyway, so Helichrysum can promote healthy liver function. It can support localized blood flow. It can help relieve tension by massaging it to your temples and the back of your neck. And it can be basically like a band-aid because it can seal off an open wound, which is pretty awesome. You just want to make sure that you clean the wound first because it can seal that infection or whatever inside the wound. Some of the ways we like to use it, when my son gets clobbered in the head because he's just a boy and does boy things, he gets hit in the head all the time. So I just put a little Helichrysum on his, wherever it is, and a little deep blue, which also has Helichrysum in it. And usually there's no bruising, which is pretty awesome. Now, yesterday I was fixing our trimmer, I guess it's called. I've always called it a weed whacker. Anyways, so I was fixing it and I bashed my hand, you can see those, up against the wall. And this one right here was bleeding pretty bad. I had a big old puddle of blood and I was finally, oh, maybe I should go in and clean that up. So I cleaned it off and it was still bleeding. So I wiped it off again and I went and got my Helichrysum. By the time I got to it again, it had another puddle, so I wiped it off and I put Helichrysum on it, and it basically instantly stopped bleeding. It was pretty awesome. And within about 30 minutes, I could see pinkness around the wound, so I knew that the cells were already regenerating and trying to fix that up real quickly. My husband loves using it when he shaves and he cuts all this up. He usually does that every time, and he just puts a little bit of Helichrysum on and it stops the bleeding, and that's really nice. Now I heard of a story of a lady who was visiting some friends and their dog got hurt and was bleeding. Her friends ran in the house to go get, bandages and things like that, and she ran to her car to get her Helichrysum. And by the time her friends got back to the dog, she had already got the bleeding to stop with just using Helichrysum. So that's how awesome it can be. And then just before I started doing this video, my little boy cut his finger on my husband's razor. So I wiped it off, kept wiping it off because it was a lot of blood, put a little bit of Helichrysum off, wiped it off, and I was like, why isn't this working? And then I realized I was squeezing the finger. It's hard to stop bleeding when you're like putting pressure on it, below, not on it. I was putting pressure below, so it kept bleeding. As soon as I let go of the pressure, it basically stopped bleeding. It was pretty awesome. So that's how we like to use Helichrysum. It's a very precious, not cheap oil. It is pretty expensive, but it's one that I wouldn't want to live without because it does so many amazing benefits. I'm a little stingy. I don't exactly share it. You have to get your own. Anyways, if you'd like to learn more about Helichrysum or other doTERRA oils, you can find me on Facebook. You may also email me. And don't forget to like me on Facebook and subscribe to my video. Thank you!